tonight is what we had to face. I don't like the Chiefs' chances against us. I think we're going to be just fine. I mean, the wee little Lions were giving that much trouble. Yes, also Tante Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? Let's go. It was cool seeing the Lions kind of give the business. I'm not gonna lie. And although the Lions are better, they're not that much better. You know what I mean? So if they gave it to our rival like that, I like it. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hands, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! The Raider Bear! Just sort of riding out my show there, or my jam there. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm sure you were watching football. Some of you caught up with what the Lions are doing to the Chiefs, maybe seeing where the Chiefs are. Mainly, that's why I was watching it. I wanted to see how the Chiefs attack the Lions, and it really is more of the same. I mean, that's not a bad thing necessarily because Andy Reid's obviously been winning for a while now and winning with this kid, and he's going to keep winning until someone derails what they do. You know what I mean? And we could see it. I mean, I don't know how many of you saw it, but I'm sure I know we could see it. There's no way. Sorry, I'm still fiddling with this. There's no way that they're going to be derailed until people figure out what they're doing. You know, until you can mask what you're doing the same way Andy Reid masks what he's doing. I don't know, but until they do that, they're gonna or until teams start to figure that out. That's what Andy Reid and the Chiefs want to always do. Because I'll be honest with you, man, if we don't do that, they're gonna extend this dynasty a lot further than we'd like them to. And I don't think you can say a dynasty when they've only won 2 rings. So they need the third to say they have a dynasty. Well, you know, they look sharp. Now, no one's gone back-to-back wins in a Super Bowl for a very long time. So the idea that they're just going to do it, you know, is silly. It's not that I think that they can't be derailed. I just think that it's less likely if we don't start figuring out what they're trying to do on defense, what they're trying to do on offense, because their offense, man, is crazy. All right. Oh, yeah. Tradish! Raider Bear Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to... I'm going to do Facebook first. I'm going to do YouTube first. YouTube first. First gold medal goes to Steven Shaw. What's up, Steven? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. And second place, my silver medal, Kim Calhoun. What's up, Kim? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. Third place, YouTube, Lucky Pace. What's up, P? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys all being there for Raider Bear. Facebook. Gold medal, numero uno, el jefe tonight, Keith Harenza. I love that name. What's up, Keith? Welcome to the show. First place, you don't know what you did, too. Second place, my silver medal, Josh Harrison. The heavyweight champion of the world, dethroned for an evening by Keith Harenza. Keith Harenza, he'd have had to hit him over the back of his head like it was a wrestling promotion. That's the only way you can beat Josh Russell. Third place, my bronze medal. Ooh, and we have yet another Raiderette, Tony Carpenter Evans. I love her. She's so awesome. love everything about you. I really do. I just love Kim Calhoun. I just love Kim Calhoun. I just love my peoples. I love Tony Carpenter Evans. 2 girls in the middle round tonight. That's awesome. All right. So, hey, Troy Gill, what's up? Welcome to the show. Tommy, what's up, little buddy? I'm sorry I missed you yesterday. I got really sick yesterday. I apologize for that. And I'm right back on it the very next day. And, some people don't like that. I know my doctor doesn't like that because he thinks I have the flu, but I don't care. I feel better. I feel good. You may see me do that a couple times, but I'm good. Not to mention, we have too much to discuss. We have so much to discuss. Now, I'm going to keep saying hi to you guys just for a minute, and I'm going to check out your questions because some of you do seem like you have some questions right off the bat, and I want to answer those before I kind of go into my thing. Dan Bowman, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Bill Cox said, a win is a win. If the Chiefs win, they are holding Hutchinson on every play. They not only are they holding Hutchinson, there's been no flags for pass interference against the Chiefs that I saw. And I mean, they were grabbing everyone. They let them get away with murder. You know what I mean? Now, I had a guy once ask me, he said, Bear, do you think the NFL is rigged? And I said, yes, I do, unequivocally. I didn't hesitate. But what I was trying to explain to him after that was, even though it's fixed, I think it's more fixed for teams to make it to the playoffs. So I don't think they fix who gets to the Super Bowl or who wins it. I think they fix the season for that team, like the Chiefs, to where they have kind of a cushy schedule to open the year. I mean, come on, the Lions at home. It would have been one thing if it was the Lions on the road. Then maybe that might have been tough. But you see what I mean? They give them their schedule that's against an up-and-coming Lions team, but it's in Kansas City, where they don't have a chance. You know what I mean? Well, they have a chance, but a slimmer chance. Let's say that. Very slim chance. I broke out the Rick and Morty Raiders today. The one for my little video. This is what I was wearing when I had a guy shoot that for me. Okay, what up, Bear? What up, Nation? David Pell-Cliver, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Yasuke Nobunaga, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Yasuke, I love that. I appreciate you. Jim Vanderlyn, how you doing, man? Let's see. Denton Rhodes said they look weak. Space Force! That's my guy right there. Keep me honest, Denton Rhodes. You keep bringing up Space Force, and I'll keep saying it in my ending. Doc Raider, what's up, Doc? Harry Butch Monroe, early day tomorrow. Stopping by to say hello to you and the Raider family. I'll listen for a bit. Right on, Harry. Welcome to the show. Joe McMillan, what's up? My night's going great, Steven. Thank you for asking. Cody Palmer, yo, Bear, miss out for a little bit because of work, but I'm back now every night. Nice. Appreciate that, Cody. Good to see you in a great profile picture. What a beautiful baby. Let's see. It looks like the Lions are giving the Chiefs all they want. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. We have an update. Chiefs just got stopped on 3rd down. Nice. Love your show as well as Mama Bear. And of course, one and only Bear. Thank you. All right, let's see here. That seems like that's most of the greetings. Yasuke Nobunaga, hey, Bear, the rumor mill is heating about Chris Jones coming to the dark side. Hence why I think they restructured Jimmy G's contract. Your thoughts? Something's going on. Something is definitely going on. I don't know if it's specifically going after Chris Jones or not, but it looks fishy because you just don't usually see a guy hold out like this unless something's going to happen. Otherwise, why are you holding out? He can't be asking for more money. He's already one of the richest defensive ends in football. So I think he just wants off the team. I can't understand why, though. I mean, I don't like Kansas City, but I'd like them if they were paying me that much money. I'd fake it. I'd give them all the fake orgasms they need. I'd be, oh, yes, I just love being Kansas Chief. Oh, I just love it. Yeah, no. Corinna! Hello! Appreciate the love on the stars. Always there for a Raider Bear. Corinna, I'm just going to send you something soon. Just do it. You know what I mean? Because I haven't been auctioning off stuff as much as I used to, but I'm going to send you some stuff just because. Okay, let's see. Okay, what's this deal with the crisis response team going to Chandler Jones' house? Travis Kelce, okay, let's just go into it. And Kim Calhoun, your profile picture is beautiful. Now, let's just go into it. Travis Kelce, what it is the Raiders are trying to get out from under Chandler Jones' contract. And they can't do it without taking a massive hit unless it's something to do with the player. And so they're trying to say, oh, look, we can see that there's something wrong. We can tell that he's, having migraines and things. Oh, he just wasn't willing to be honest with us. But now we can tell that whatever's going on with Chandler Jones is obviously really bad. And so we just have to really try to help him. And they're almost acting like they're trying to help him with his mental well-being or something like that, like he's depressed or something, because there's not really any injury that they can report. But the Raiders are trying really hard to get out from under his contract. Now, could that be because they're looking at Chris Jones? It could be. They may have restructured. Jimmy G's contract, but that doesn't tell us who they're moving toward. But it does tell us that they're moving towards someone. See, because you don't make drastic moves like that, and star players. Obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo. Some of us, the book's still out on whether he's a star, but he's our starter. So, you got to protect him. You got to get him more receivers. You got to get that defense better. You know what I mean? And so I think they're trying to make moves even now with the season having started. Mr. Raider Bear. Not only do Grampy and Mrs. Raider Bear have the same birthday, but our new quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, does too. Oh, wow. What? That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's a popular day for people to get down and make some babies. That's funny. Yeah, John LaJoy, I'd like our chance to put Foots in the KC, but man, they're really good this year. Really good. I honestly said that I think we can take 2 from them this year. I really do. And I'm not backing off that. I feel like my Raider squad is going to take 2 from the Chiefs. And when people ask me what gives me that kind of confidence to make that prediction, plain and simply, I just think that it's hard to maintain greatness for long periods of time. And the Chiefs have been at this now for a minute. 2 rings, a couple of misses, and then now their second ring, now, moving forward. But I think they are the team, if anyone, that should have a fallback eventually, that should just finally start to come back to earth. And you're seeing that now against the Lions. They're still hard to beat, but it's starting to come back to earth, where now they're not just blowing teams away. You know what I mean? And that's all you could ask is for our team to have a shot, because as it stands, they're really good. And I've said it before, if anyone was going to keep their dynasty rolling, it's the Chiefs. They're built to do it, because they don't play physical football. They play finesse football. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make that clear. That's not an insult to say finesse football, but they use timing and misdirection and things like that to beat you. They don't just brute force with the offensive line and run the ball down your throat, or run right in the sweep. And, they run the ball, but nowhere near how they throw it. You know what I mean? So Raul Viramontes. What's up, Raul? Welcome to the show. Oh, that's a great picture, bro. Looking good. Jesse Parker said, what up, Raider Bear? How are you feeling better? I'm feeling good, brother. Feeling good. I feel as good as you look. So I feel real good. I like that. I like that mask. Let's see. Let's see. Goff is just under another Derek Carr. Just won't take you to the dance. Bill, that's a good point. For people that didn't understand why I didn't necessarily love the idea of bringing back Derek Carr, it wasn't because I don't like Derek Carr. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, in my opinion, Derek Carr showed who he is. You know what I mean? He's a good quarterback. He's a starter. I don't question. He's a starter and he's a good quarterback, but he's good. He's not great. And you need great to move on to bigger things. You know what I mean? And that's the only way we were gonna do it. Kim Calhoun said, you are absolutely correct. Thumbs up. And I believe that they will not win. Well, I don't think they're going to win. I just don't think they're going to win back to back. I just don't. It's just too hard. You know what I mean? They're a good team and they're hard to beat, but they don't make me think of those teams from whenever, the Dallas Cowboys, the Niners, those teams that went back to back, those teams were deep. This Chiefs team's not deep. They beat you with mixed direction and great play calling. That's it. That's why they can lose player after player after player from their defense, their offensive line, and they still win. You know what I mean? And not to mention, they've become like the old Patriots in that way, where when you bring in new guys, they just fall into place and they accept how things are because there's so many guys there that already accept how everything is, that they then accept how everything is. Whereas with the Raiders, we've only had Josh McDaniels around for a little while. So you could argue that the players are still kind of getting a feel for who he is and whether he's a great coach or not, or whether he's just a good coach. So we'll see, because he has to be a great coach if he's going to turn it around with Jimmy Garoppolo, because I think Jimmy can do it, but we'll see. John Leon, appreciate the salute, brother. I can't believe the Bronco hoes are picked by all three guys. Yeah, Michael Purifoy, the Broncos are kind of that franchise that retired players like. They like the Niners. I would argue it's because they have a very squeaky clean reputation, a reputation for being the type of team that plays right by the book, and they never cheat and they never try to take an advantage of something, blah, 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 blah. And so they get mentioned as marquee teams now, which is BS. Yeah, John, the what I saw thus far before I came and started the show, the Lions defense was playing well. Tommy said he thinks the dirty Chiefs are going to lose. I kind of agree. Oh, Sherry Abstender said Lions are going to win. Let's go. What's your thoughts on Chandler Jones? Okay, so I'll go back to that. So the Chandler Jones thing. Anytime a guy says his hero is Antonio Brown, you know what I mean? You're in for trouble. You know what I mean? How can that guy be your hero? You know what I mean? I mean, think about that. He's obviously not talking about his football, because that was a long time ago. So he's not talking about his football. He's talking about right now, how he is and what he's doing right now. He's your idol? Really? You look up to that kid? Really? I'm sorry. That's a sign to all of us without him actually saying it, that this is on him. This isn't on the Raiders. I'm serious. More stuff's going to come out, but I guarantee you this ain't on Chandler Jones. I think they want out from his contract. I think they're trying to do whatever they can to get out from under that contract, trade him, whatever else, and then hope whoever picks up the rest of the dollars he's owed. But I don't think they'll do that. You know what I mean? Because other teams know what they're trying to do because they do it themselves. You know what I mean? They're trying to move off of him and save a few pennies at the same time. And it's just dumb. It's very dumb. I don't care what he gave you last year. That doesn't mean he's washed up. Now, they may see him and perceive him as washed up. And let's not forget, they drafted number one, our first pick, Tyree Wilson. That's a shot across the bow. That's an old saying. What it means is two battleships are in the ocean. One's Chinese, one's, American. And then the American ship shoots a bullet, a gigantic one, over their bow. The bow is the front half of the ship. But it isn't meant to hit them, because you fire it really high, but you can still hear that as it goes by, that whistling. And that was meant, that means shot across the bow. That means give them a warning. Give them a shot across the bow. Okay, well, this is a warning. You know what I mean? Antonio Brown, he said other knuckleheads too, but that was the one for me. You know what I mean? Telling him how to handle his football and contract business. As soon as I heard that, I don't know that I wouldn't have just taken the hit and got rid of him, but you got to take a $20 million plus hit. All right, let's see. Kansas City just turned over the ball with 2 minutes to go. It's 21-20 Lions with 2 minutes to play. Nice. Chandler Jones may become player for trade, and the Raiders a bit to get rid of that poison. Rick Samarano, that would be wise, I think. But at the same time, you're taking a $20 million plus haircut. It's like 22 million that they still owe him, that they'd be taking a haircut for just to get rid of him. That's a lot of money, man. But we'll see. He's gonna get less snaps. We know this already, because they're gonna give Tyree his opportunities. And then for those of you who haven't seen it, there is a video, because it all got deleted from Instagram or women, or was it Twitter? I think it was Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Okay. I'm just not doing that. So anyway, he was on Twitter and on the phone talking about how the Raiders are disrespecting him and all this other stuff. And half of it just sounds like gibberish. And then he took what looked like maybe a Sharpie and wrote on his bathroom mirror what the Raiders were doing and how he was upset about it. It looked like one of those things you see a murderer do in a movie where they're trying to scare someone. I'll be back soon. On their bathroom mirrors. Like, don't like, isn't that what crazy people do? I'm being deadly serious. I don't want to trash on them, but I mean, isn't that what crazy people do? Have you ever written a note on on a mirror for something you would forget? No. Some of us guys out there, they're romantic like the R8RBEAR, and they go get their woman's lipstick and write, have a great morning and I love you, because I don't get up as early as she does. Yeah. Okay. But I think that he wants his money. If they're not going to play him, he wants his money. If they're going to make him sit, he wants his money. So he's thinking, I'll pull in Antonio Brown. But no. Oh, Jim Vanderland, what are you doing? Goodness gracious. Stop betting that man. The Lions have balls. Tell him, Bob Standard. She's about to lose. Oh, that's cold. I think Chandler Jones found his brother's booger sugar, right? I call it the nose whiskey. Why are people ripping McDaniels, and who will take Jones' spot? The reason they're ripping McDaniels, Bill Cox, is because of how he's handling the situation. Anytime a player gets to this point where they're willing to be this vocal on social media, usually it's because there's a disconnect between them and the coach. And then you actually saw that in his tweets, which, by the way, I have the tweets too. But he immediately deleted all of it after the fact. But, there's ways to get things like that back. And a handful of people got it back. And then I was able to reach out to some people and get it for myself. And basically in one of his, hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. Because I should just read word for word what he said. So it's as weird as it sounds. He seems like he has a hard time communicating. You know what I mean? And I don't mean, come on. And I don't mean that in a insult him sense, but he just seems to have like a hard time communicating. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, that's not it. No, I'm not seeing it, but take it from me on a reliable source that I'm starting to think Chandler Jones is a little bit kook. You know what I mean? That CTE, you just don't know when it's going to kick in. It could be in 3 years. It could be in 8 years. You just don't know. And he's played a lot of football, man. And that guy, I don't know. His words were slurring when he was in the video. Some of the things he was saying didn't make a lot of sense. Saying that the Raiders locked him out of the facility. How can the Raiders lock him out of the facility? I mean, I get that he may be saying, he's not practicing with the team, but is that what he means? Like they locked him out of the facility, not physically like turning a lock, but I mean, like someone called him and said, don't come. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. We'll know more tomorrow. I'll know more tomorrow about it. But right now, what I have is he doesn't want to play for the Raiders anymore because he feels like Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler are screwing with him in his career. And I don't know how they're screwing with his career, not making sacks when the year prior to that, he made 15, and even if you took 5 off of that, those 5 they made in one game the year before he joined us, he still had 10 sacks. We would have been okay if he gave us 10 sacks, but he didn't. So Yasuke Nabunaga, I got to read this. Boy, these Chiefs are so disrespectful going for it on 4th and 25, but they didn't get it. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, Kim Calhoun, I got to admit, I think the Chiefs are the most disliked team. But then again, usually that's because when you're the champ, you only have one part of the fan base that wants to cheer for you, and the rest hate you because everybody wants what you have. This is shady, sneaky, slimy McDaniels. He is a team killer, a terrible leader, not respected by the players. Sherry, well said. Great profile picture. And appreciate the love on the stars. Those who contribute stars to the show go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks, at which we pledged to get 13 kids in school, and we doubled the number and got in 28. That one helps me sleep at night. We also work with Punks for Autism, which is near and dear to my heart. My daughter is an autism conqueror. Some people say an autism survivor. She is an autism conqueror because she's been in, high school and she had almost A grades, and then now she's in college and she has, A, B's, and C's. It fluctuates how college is. But, the fact that she's not getting pure Fs and can't work in college is what they were telling us when she was a baby, that we'd be lucky if we were able to get her into high school, and that junior high school would be about as far as she went. God is my witness. God is my witness. They looked right at me and my wife and said she'd be lucky if she made it through junior high school. I said, watch us. And we had tutors in our house on Saturdays, sometimes 4 different teachers all sitting on the floor with her trying to teach her how to talk. I don't play that, man. That was my baby. You spare no expense when it's your baby. Well, John Leon, we can't release him because we would owe too much money and get nothing from him. You know what I mean? I just don't think you want to give up on what could be. Rick is saying 17 million. I could have swore it was in the 20s, but even 17 million is too much. How do you feel about our secondary this year? I'm concerned, Jojo. I'm concerned, Jojo. Oh, I love your profile picture, man. It's good to see a guy in love. I would say to you, I'm concerned because I feel like Brian, what's his name? Hang on 1 second. Brandon Faison, I think, was a part of our plans. Not necessarily a starter, but he could have been a starter or would have just been a good backup guy. But instead, he's on the injured reserve list right now. He has a shin issue, and Wednesday and today he did not practice. So there's that. Since we've kind of rolled into that, let me just go ahead and keep it going with that. On the injury report, you'll also notice that Chandler Jones is on there, but it says for personal reasons. And I guarantee you, Chandler Jones didn't ask for time off. It's the Raiders that gave him that. So anyway, you have DeAndre Carter on, let's see, Tuesday, he was battling a little bit of a knee injury. Wednesday, limited practice, and Thursday, limited practice. But limited practice can turn into full practice if he just gets some stem and therapy and so on. So there's a chance DeAndre Carter still plays, but let's be honest, we know who DeAndre Carter is. He's a special teamer. He's meant for us to kick, as a kick return guy. Now, that's still huge, but it's not a guy that's going to be running routes, and Jimmy's not going to be looking for him unless another wide receiver gets hurt. He's pretty much just a special teams return guy. And then that's it. DeAndre Carter, Brandon Faison, the corner, and Chandler Jones. Now, for the Broncos, Greg Dulcich. Let's see. Hamstring, wide receiver, limited practice. Hamstring, that's tough because that's Jerry Jeudy. Greg Dulcich, it's the tight end. He's out for personal reasons, but then he came back on Thursday and today and got a full practice, so he'll probably go. Jerry Jeudy has a bad hamstring. He's had limited practice both Wednesday and Thursday. Chris Manhertz, tight end, chest issues, limited practice, but he got into full practice. Riley Moss, same thing, abdominal strain, but limited practice. So he'll probably be in on Friday. Okay. So I want to go again at the Chandler Jones situation just briefly and just say this. We can't get too upset about what's going to happen with Chandler Jones, but just know we're probably going to trade him. Either that or we're going to take him into the year and just not give him very, very many snaps. You know what I mean? And then some team may reach out interested in getting a guy who can play. That's the hope, but we'll see. Yeah, the Diaz written code. My favorite supporter ever. My first supporter ever, by the way. Much love. Appreciate you, girl. Right on. Okay, let's see. Chandler Jones reminds me of the old Alden Smith situation. He also named Alden Smith as someone he was going to call about talking about the Raiders. You know what I mean? And do you notice what any of those guys have in common? They all got a divorce from the Raiders in one way or another. And so it's like, so you want to go talk to them for what? To lick your wounds with them, and they can put you into their AAA meeting for formerly playing with the Raiders, you butts. Oh my God, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a relocated pickle. Oh, good Lord. Ken, what are you doing here? This is a great night. Nice glass of cognac, a good cigar, listening to the bear and watching the Chiefs lose, right? Doesn't get much better than that, Doc. Michael Purefoy, everybody's enjoying it. Yes. Go Lions. And you know that kid Nick Wright on the morning one of the morning shows, it's on Fox. I forget the name of the show, but Nick Wright basically said there's no way in blue hell that the Chiefs lose tonight. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way they lose tonight. And then the other two guys on the show were like, I don't know. These Lions are up and coming. And then they actually lose. That's awesome. That's right, Jesse. The Detroit Lions just shook up the world. I love it. Oh, it's too much. Oh, so Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. What's up, Oso? Lions putting butts in the Lions, right, Nat? No. What's up, Nat? Welcome to the show. So I don't know. Honestly, the Chandler Jones thing, it looks like it's going to end up in a divorce. It looks like the Raiders are going to have to do something. You know, we may take a loss, you know what I mean, and like trade him to a team for a 4th and a 7th, you know, some crazy, you know, low picks, you know, to make up for the fact that he seems like he's a malcontent and won't, you know, be a busta on their show. Whoops. Got that going the wrong way here. All right, there we go. Whoop. You didn't turn off, did you? No, you did not. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so let's move on. So honestly, with the corner situation, I'm a little bit concerned. I know one of you asked me about that. I think it was the Leon. But it concerns me. It does, because I think Marcus Peters is going to be really nice for us. So we just have to find an opposing piece on the other side, and we're going to be pretty good. You know what I mean? Yeah, one of my other viewers here, Jesse Parker, his son is like a huge Chiefs fan, so he just lost in his house. So they have to be having a hard time with that father-son rivalry. Yeah, they do look beatable. There's another charity fund now. It's cold bears in need of pickles. Okay, Ken. It's good to see you, Ken. A Miami win over the Chokers and a win for us over the Denver Jackasses. We're in first place. Yeah. But, you know, what does that mean in the beginning of the season? You know what I mean? Steven Shaw! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Cody Palmer can get the win without Kelsey. Yeah, they did look limited. Kelsey is often a third down guy for them. And so, yeah, it had to hurt. Tony Carpenter Evans. I appreciate the love and the stars. Let's see. Appreciate the love, Oso Raider. Hey, Oso, and if you would, I need to get that information for the bed and breakfast we're going to be dominating for the opener for the Raiders. I think that's the only thing I hadn't asked you. I need directions there. I'm not going to fly this time. I'm just going to drive up there because it doesn't make too much sense to fly because I can drive there in just a few hours. So Dale Thacker's enjoying this one. Laughing my ass off. Queese lost. That's funny. Anthony Ross Hansen, what's up? Welcome to the show. What's up, Bear? You probably spoke on it already, but why did they restructure porn star Jimmy's contract? They restructured his contract simply to make more moves on the team. That's the only thing it ever is. When it's quarterbacks, it's just to add talent. That's it. It's not to make room to pay other people because that could come out and that would embarrass you and blah, 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 blah. So no, what they're doing is they're restructuring Jimmy so they can move on to someone else. Who that someone else is, a lot of people think it might be Chris Jones. I personally don't think it's Chris Jones. I think that they want to get out from under Chandler Jones really badly. And so they made this restructure maybe so they can pay him to go away. That's another thing I didn't think about. Maybe the restructure is just to have enough money to buy him out and send him on his way. You know what I mean? That could be interesting. Mr. Raider Bear, at last, for a few days, the Chiefs are last in the division. Well said, Tommy. Kevin Woke, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Louis Holgan, what's up, Bear? The key to the Chiefs is put pressure on Mahomes and then go for Kelsey's knees. No, wait a second. You had me to that last part. Oh, Yes, David Fowler. It is music. It definitely is. Raider Bear, who is going to start on Sunday in place of Chandler Jones, and how do you feel about whoever it is? Well, I would say it's going to be Tyree Wilson. He is rehabbing that foot still, but he's going to be ready to go. He'll be ready to go. And so you also have to look at some of the other guys that we have on the roster that play the same position as him. You got to wonder how many of them will get an opportunity to start if he keeps this up. So I would say, let me go back here. Okay, so I would say if it isn't Tyree Wilson, it'd probably be Bilal Nichols, maybe Jerry Tillery, maybe. Malcolm Kuntz. We've been trying to find out what Malcolm Kuntz has for a while. Nesta Jade Silvera is more of a big guy. John Jenkins more of a big guy. So yeah, I would say Byron Young's more of a big guy, an interior big guy. So I would say Bilal Nichols or Jerry Tillery. Yeah. If it's not Tyree Wilson, because it could be. I would go with that. Okay, let's see. No one's going to go after Jones. It's another AB situation. I agree, Johnny Page, but I think that you can't just do nothing about it. You either have to, address his concerns or keep moving the way you're going and trying to get rid of him. I think they're trying to get rid of him. I honestly do. I think they're trying to get rid of him. I think they're just going to make some part of his clause in his contract kick in where the Raiders can get rid of him without owing him all that money. Obviously, Josh McDaniels does stuff like this. I mean, you can't be that surprised. You know what I mean? Raider Miguel, what's up? Welcome to the show. Right? Kevin Kahu, Hano, you ain't lying. It's been a minute. Working too damn hard and long missed you, my Raider family. Linda Bear, Joseph Bear, and much love and aloha. I appreciate that, brother. Let's see. I'll put that up for you. Gene, what's up, Raider Bear family? It's going good, Herman. How you doing? Okay, so now the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, I want to make it clear because now we're into the season, okay? I think Jimmy Garoppolo can do some great things for us. I really do, because he's going to move the chains. He's not going to be this dynamic, he threw 145 yards kind of guy. Not that he can't, and not that that won't happen ever, but it's going to be very infrequent. You know what I mean? Very infrequent, because he's the kind of quarterback he wants to keep his interception totals down. And quarterbacks now in the business, well, not even just quarterbacks, all players, whatever position they play, you have to consider how that affects the league, how it affects the team you're going to be on. For example, if you just go with a bunch of interceptions, let's say you have 12 or something like 14. When you then try to go to another team, they can lowball you and say, well, we got to clean up this attitude, this personal issue you have with, interceptions. We want you, but come on. You know what I mean? That's what Dak Prescott's going to hear if he ever leaves Dallas or gets traded. They're going to be like, well, we need to restructure your contract now because, you're not the same Dak Prescott we've been seeing for the last 4 or 5 years. Karina! True! Hello! Appreciate the love on the stars. Let's see. It's going to be a good weekend. Raider Miguel, I kind of agree. I think the Broncos are fugazi. I just really do. I don't think that anything that new coach could put in place, it wouldn't be in place by now. There's no way. There's just no way. You can't get a team that's got malcontents on it and other guys that are problems and some guys that are great. And it takes more time than a year to get that stuff worked out. Now, maybe the following year, the Broncos will be better, because they'll understand everything that they want to do. The team the team wants from the coach. But will Russell Wilson still be playing there? I doubt it. If he has a great year this year, maybe he comes back. But if he doesn't have a fantastic year this year, which I don't think he will, I'm one of the people you can put into the camp of bust. He just dangerous. Yes, that's a slogan for his company. Danger Russ. Russell Wilson. First time I ever rooted for another team. I love tonight's game. Sean Paul Doney, don't worry about that. We Raider fans every once in a while have to pick a point in the year and maybe root for a team to lose just so we make it into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Won't we eat a lot in cap space if we get rid of him? Yeah. But David, I think that's the only reason why he's not gone yet. And so they're trying to get him out on a mental sort of thing. They're trying to use some kind of clause in this contract that has some kind of, you can't play if you have this many concussions or whatever the case may be. I'm guessing, obviously, but they're trying to do that. They're trying to get him out on a mental. Did Jones block Max Crosby on his feed? Is that true? Bill Cox, I have not confirmed that, but I did hear that story that that Chandler Jones was going through the whole, wash my Twitter and block people kind of thing. I don't pay attention to Twitter. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I get snippets of information, and I do it just by hunting. You know what I mean? But I never go on Twitter. Tony Carpenter Evans, why do we have so much drama before the season every year? Because we usually have quarterbacks and coaches and an owner that don't address those issues. And so when the I can't talk tonight, when the owner and the coach are both having problems with the player and what he's doing, then there's something wrong. Whatever's going on with Chandler Jones, they should have worked that out. I would argue that the way the Josh Jacobs thing was handled worked out. You know what I mean? They let him stay out of the preseason, which veterans do anyway. And then they didn't have him report to camp until, right after that last preseason game and said, oh, here's an extra $2 million. I would argue with you that that's probably the reason why Josh Jacobs went silent the last 2 weeks leading up. During the preseason game, you didn't hear any press about Josh Jacobs. There was no tweets, no derogatory statements about the Raiders. And then as soon as the last preseason game was over, Josh Jacobs signs. So I think they got ahead of him. I think they got ahead of the preseason, got the deal to Jacobs, but then just didn't want to announce it. You know what I mean? What would be the reason for announcing it? Just let it be announced when Jacobs comes into the office. We'll say, oh yeah, look, he's here, new contract, extra $2 million. They basically matched the Saquon Barkley offer. Saquon Barkley was right around $10 million. They gave him 12. He said, okay, I'll be there. And so Josh Jacobs came in at 10. He said, come on, I'll pay for 12. And they said, okay, if you'll pay for 12, if you'll play for 12 million, here you go. Arnold Olorvida, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. OMG, best start to the season in years. Yeah, seeing the Chiefs lose is cool. Yeah, I noticed that, Ken, but I know TikTok, man, is dangerous, man. I just don't love TikTok. And you hear it's Chinese owned still, and they're doing all this secret espionage stuff on TikTok people and selling your information and stuff. I'm just like, pass. You know what I mean? So Jones' contract is $17 million, cap hit $14 million, guaranteed is $34 million, dead is 24. That's what I'm getting at, is dead money. The dead money hit is what it would be if they released him. So that's not good. You know what I mean? Michael Guerrero, what's up, Michael? Welcome to the show. Raiders. Appreciate that, Miguel. Don Newman leaning more and more to Brian. So what's going on with, that's my answer. So what's going on with Jimmy G? I saw a bunch of news on him. Did we lose him, or he took a credit pay, or what's going on? George Prieto, welcome to the show, my good friend. He took a pay cut to assist the team in further moves. I think that in the next couple of days, we will see another move made. And I think the Chandler Jones thing is jumping ahead of the gun, realizing that he might be getting replaced here, especially if it's Chris Jones, because we may be looking to go after Chris Jones. And otherwise, what would it be? I don't understand. It could be another defensive end, but you want someone that and they're a name, and they're definitely better than Chandler Jones. Otherwise, you're taking a risk you don't have to take. Chandler Jones, to me, had a not very good year last year, but he also came in this year about 10, 15 pounds underweight, but in a good way. You know what I mean? He still has all the muscle and everything, but he lost some weight to get better cardio and to get started faster, have more speed, etc. So he was taking it seriously. Now, that's what he said to us. That's what we saw. But do the Raiders coaching staff see it that way? I think they don't. I think they see him as expendable now. Brian Burns? I don't know if that's a workable deal. Rick Samorano loves Bilal Nichols and Tillery. Yeah. We didn't really even get a chance to see what Tillery can do. I mean, we've only had him less than half a season, coming over from the Chargers. So I'd like to see more from Jerry Tillery, more gameplay, because he looks like he could be a boss, just in the few handful of plays he was in. Bear, do you think Jimmy Glass will break down early? You are never the same after that. Kim, all my predictions, a lot of my viewers' predictions were that he will get hurt quickly. One of my predictions was he will probably get hurt, and that the worst part about it is their non-contact issue injuries. So that means there's no way to predict it. If someone hits him below his knee and hits him with like a real dirty play, and he grabs his knee and he says, I'm hurt, blah, blah. Well, we know what that was. But sometimes Jimmy can get what are referred to as soft tissue injuries, where he's just simply running and damages his body. And so we just have to keep him in the pocket. That's my solution. Just keep him in the pocket. I hope he just does that. I don't want to see him run for yardage. I don't care if it's 3rd and 2. If he's got nothing, throw it away. I don't want him to try to run for 2 yards and get blasted in his legs. I just don't. You know what I mean? He may even hurt himself running for the 2 yards. He may hurt himself running for the 2 yards. But I'd like to see guys like Malcolm Kuntz, that kind of thing, definitely. Malcolm Kuntz will definitely get playing time. Mike Sarah, that's because of how he looked in the preseason. He did look pretty good. I saw that from, in particular, him and Luke Masterson seem to have taken a little bit of a jump in the quality of football that they're giving the Raiders. Again, the same thing I would say with Divine Diablo, but that one's less of a surprise because Divine Diablo is a worker. All you ever hear about that kid, whenever you look him up, whenever you look for anything about him, he's all about business, friends with everyone on the team, very, very professional, works out really hard, and has now figured out that he wasn't film studying the right way. And so now he's learning how to film study better. It's pretty cool. Tana Moku said you can cut Jones for conduct detrimental to the team. Yeah, Tana, that's where it's going to go. I mean, you just said it. And whether it's that actual verbiage, in other words, detrimental to the team, whether it's that or an injury or mental illness they think he's experiencing, they're going to make some excuse and they're going to move off him. I just don't think we're going to start. I just don't think we're going to start him. I think by the time we get to the second game, he'll probably be gone. Bear, when you said you disagreed about our game with Denver being a coin toss game, did you mean to say Denver is better or we're better? I mean, it's a coin toss game. With rivalries, you can never tell who's going to win that game on a given day because we may have the better team on paper. We may be on a roll and just beating everyone, like have a 3-game win streak or something like that going into Denver. I know we're starting the season with Denver. I'm just giving you an example. But let's say we had 3 games before Denver and we win them all. You know what I mean? We could go into Denver and get blasted. I mean, literally blasted because they know us and we know them. And the hate level is so high. When men play with emotion, they play better, not anger, emotion. And so that's what they call locker room material because it pulls out those emotions and you play harder. McDaniels has built a very specific offense around Jimmy. Great runners with great route runners with a couple that can get open deep when they want to. Then add a top running back with a 1B at tight end. Don Newman, welcome to the show. And I would say this to you. I think the way Jimmy's built the team is meant to reflect what they used to do with the Chiefs in New England. And I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. What do we want to do? Run a different offense than he knows perfectly? You know what I mean? It may be a complicated offense and it may be hard on the players, but he's the coach. So Larry Brooks Jr. Appreciate the stars, brother. Too bad the Raiders aren't traveling tomorrow, so they could get used to the altitude in Denver. Yeah, I never liked that. You know what I mean? I never liked that because it is really a genuine thing. It really is. Until you've ever gone to altitude, you'll never really know what it feels like. I take that back. Have you ever been on an elevator and right when it starts to move, you start to get that like, whoa, weird feeling in your gut? That's what elevation does. As soon as you start running or trying to do anything physical, it's immediately like, you can't find your breath and you get that brick in your stomach and it's tough. Okay, Kim Calhoun said, honestly, Bear, how long before Jimmy G, I really believe he will get hurt or re-injured? Okay, Kim, I'm gonna say this. It's a crapshoot. It just really is. Because we could end up having him all year and him not get hurt at all. Remember, he had a solid season with the Niners and took him right to the Super Bowl. But the year prior to that, he had injuries. Then the year after that, he had injuries. You know what I mean? But he did give them 1 year where he played through the entire season right up to the Super Bowl. So, there's a chance he could give us that if he's in good shape. And he looks like he's in good shape. By the way, I did say this before, but I'll just keep saying it so you guys really, get this one soaked into the brain. Jimmy Garoppolo came in heavier, and I don't mean around his waistline. He gained some size. He worked out. You could see it in his shoulders and in his neck. He's bigger than he was for the Niners. Now, obviously not by a lot. The guy's not a bodybuilder, and you don't want to mess with his fluidity and his motion in his toss. But at the same time, he wanted to be bigger, so his body was harder, and he can take more of that damage. And being that he's an older player, I thought that was brilliant. When I heard that about him, he's doing as a former personal trainer for 20 years, I can tell you, he's doing what I used to refer to as stiff conditioning. Basically, you're doing workouts. If you do a dumbbell workout, for example, instead of going way down here like this and opening up your elbow and then coming all the way up, you start in the middle and you come back from the bottom in the middle and back from the bottom in the middle and back from the bottom to the middle. And you do that over and over and over again so that the muscle is hot in both directions. So now if I do a set of, let's say, 8 curls, I'm really doing 16 because I'm struggling to get it up. But before it gets all the way to here and I have this break, right? I want it here where it's still tension and then I let it down slow. Now that reverse tension you're creating also works the tricep. So it's just real handy. It doubles up your workout. And I don't know why I just got into that. They're trying to get enough evidence or make him quit and settle. That's exactly what it is, Rick. You said it better than I did. Rodney Fuller, Jones will be released because of conduct detrimental to the team in the coming days. Probably Mick Clown Shoes is already laying the groundwork. Rodney Fuller, where you already know he is laying the groundwork because he restructured with Jimmy and all this stuff came out with Chandler Jones. So once you get the restructure, plus you get out from under Chandler Jones, they're going to make a move for another player. There's someone else they want. We just don't know who it is yet. You called that one, Josh Jacobs, Bear. You said he would be signed by week 1. Oh, yeah. I wasn't worried about it at all. I don't know if you remember, but the moment he started holding out, I said, this is just, he'll miss the preseason. That's it. You know what I mean? He's not going to miss actual games because then they can fine him for actual games. But because he hadn't signed his franchise tag tender yet, they couldn't fine him for off-season stuff in the preseason, only for official games. So right when the last preseason game stopped, remember, that gave us 2 solid weeks of training camp before a first game on a Sunday. So Josh Jacobs is going to be more than ready. I don't even think he's going to look rusty. I don't. And someone asked me that the other day, and I said he might be a little rusty. But when I look at the situation again, I think Josh is going to come out blazing. Yeah, Ana Diaz, ever since Elon Musk took control of Twitter, he allowed all of these racial groups that had been kicked out, he allowed them back in because he felt like that was blocking their freedom of speech. Well, you should block freedom of speech when people are spewing garbage. You know what I mean? And it was just all of it got offensive. So I didn't want anything to do with it. That's my guy. Appreciate you, Rick. Let's see. Oh, where is that at? Okay. Yeah, it could be to play Tillery. It could be just to open up space for him and to, get some cap space relief. Who knows? I just think that Chandler Jones, how do I say this? I feel like Chandler Jones brought some of this on himself. I really do. You know what I mean? I just do. It's not about last season and not playing up to his potential. I just think that Josh McDaniels, being the coach, wants to be out from under him. You know what I mean? And then you start writing on mirrors and calling different people and complaining that people are reaching out to your baby mama and that kind of stuff, which, that's supposed to be offensive. I mean, they reached out to his baby mama, wanted to know what was going on. How's he doing? Has he been acting weird lately? They're trying to confirm whether or not, they can use some of her statements to say, yeah, even his own wife or ex-wife, ex-woman, whatever, thinks that he's battling with CTE. So we'll see. Well, Bob Standard, you say we can't afford Chris Jones, but we just had our quarterback restructure his deal, so they may be able to afford him now. Cam Calhoun! Appreciate the love and the stars, dear. Isaac Rochelle looked pretty good. Honestly, that was one of the cuts that really bothered me until I realized they were going to bring him back on our special team squad. So I was really excited about that. Okay, let's see. Bear, we can move on from Jones. That shouldn't even be a distraction for us. Our defense will improve with other players willing to step up. Louis Hogwin, it's just a money thing. It's just a money thing. That's why it was for me and for the team. Good night, everyone. I'm going to call it a night. Good night, Corinna. Sean Paul Doney. I feel that we surprise a lot of folks this year. I'm excited. Sean Paul Doney, I think that's very possible. I really do. But it doesn't help the situation to go into it like we're going into it, with this cat complaining and trying to expose the Raiders, as he's saying. You know what I mean? And taking the Antonio Brown approach is never good. The Chiefs lost. Thank you, Greg Lloyd. Denver is our rival, and we have won 8 out of the 9 past games. So they want this. Yeah, I agree, but I don't think they're going to get it. I feel we will surprise a lot of folks this year. I just read that. Let's see. Steven Shaw! Appreciate the love and stars, brother. Good night, Tommy. Okay, let's see. Sup, Bear? What's good, man? Only a couple more days. Yeah, we're getting close. And I'm going to do something of a recap tomorrow on us, what we're going into against the Broncos, what the Broncos bring to the table, which, if you're hungry, ain't much. I can't stand Russell Wilson. I liked him when he was a Seattle Seahawk, and obviously we still played the Seattle Seahawks, but I just can't. I don't know. It's just something that rubs me wrong about Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? He's got that squeaky clean image approach to football where he goes totally robotic in interviews. Well, I just hope that we can get our offensive line, and God willing, if they protect me and I protect the team, I'll move the ball, and God willing, we'll. Shut up. He says like nothing. Chiefs fans making excuses. Kelsey didn't play. Let him, Matthew Lincoln. Let them lick their wounds. Still an L. They still got to take that L. Steven Shaw! I appreciate the love, Kim. I really do. If you're watching me on YouTube, please take a moment and subscribe. Just click on that subscribe button and hit that little bell, and you'll get alerts to when I'm going on. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to increase that YouTube presence. You know what I mean? Let's see. Keith Kepi Davis Sr. says, we don't give a damn we drafted his replacement. Right. Looking good, Keith. Make it known. Kim Calhoun! Appreciate you, girl. Rick Samarano. Let's see. I don't know what's Gene. Oh, good night. Okay. Good night, Rick. Maybe Arnold from Rams. Let's see. Oh, man, now everybody's hitting me up. This C. Jones thing is just frustrating. I've been wondering for wait a minute. I've been wondering for a few weeks what our prior season implosion off-field distraction would be, and we almost made game 1 with no drama, and then this happens. It's so damn frustrating. Jerry Kester, see, now you're speaking to me like a real fan. You know what I mean? It is, because it is. It's one of those signs of a potential bad year because you have a player that is one of your stars and he's not falling into place. How confident are you in us beating Buffalo in week 2? Do we have them in week 2? Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I feel like the Bills' window of greatness has shut down. I don't see Super Bowls for them now. Now I just see a decent team. So I think we can beat the Bills because their defense is starting to break down a little bit. The wide receiver quarterback connection is getting a little bit malcontenty. So they have issues going on in their house too. Everybody welcome Beto Luna, AKA Niner Sickness. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. No, stop giving him angry face emojis. Give him some hearts. That's my friend. Jim Vanderlyn, if Kelsey is down like this, it will hurt, but it's not going to make them lose too many games. And let's be honest, the Lions needed a little bit of help tonight to win. They needed a little bit of luck, and having the Chiefs fumble and not play it to their fullest, can't be. We can't look past that, and then also the Lions had to go for a sneak on special teams and get it. When those things fall in place for you, you're probably going to have a good night. And those things fell in place for them. No 2-minute magic, huh? I think that's what all of his girlfriends used to call it. Boom! Right to the groin. The R8RBEAR! All right. Okay, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. I can't top that. I would stay longer if I could top that, but I cannot top that. I can't. I could try, but it would be pointless. Oh man. All right. That's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Stop worrying about my OCD with my earplugs. Keith Keffy Davis Sr., I will be there for the season opener in Vegas. D-Lot. What? R8RBEAR! Woo! Still the best Raider war cry in the business today. R8RBEAR! Woo! All right, that's my show. Niner Beto, how's that quarterback thing going? Brock not so purty. Good old Brock not so pretty. Not so purty. That guy's going to break again. He will. You know he's going to break. And then you're going to go to Sam Darnold. Dude, come on, man. Would you please now admit that I was right about Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo and all those guys, and they were going to tease you, tease the Niners and their Niner empire. Didn't I tell you they would do this? I told you they would do this to you. Shanahan's a bedwetting mama's boy. Still sucks his thumb before bed. Maturity's a big thing, and he don't have any. Jimmy Garoppolo, all Jimmy Garoppolo said about the Niners is that situation over there is weird. Hey, you can put up your podcast all you like. Nene Marcados Canning. What's up, brother? Appreciate the love. All right, that's my show. Much love, and I will see you tomorrow. R8RBEAR family page. Peace! No. All right, hang on.